Let's start lying down on our backs in supported fish. Oh, how nice. So you can choose to come down on a full bolster or blocks. I'll give you that option as well. Or maybe you like to prop up your bolster with kind of a couple of blocks underneath, so that it's not lying fully down. So that's quite nice as well. And what I would say is, if you are using pillows or cushions as alternatives, just make sure that you've got your head and neck supported nicely as well. So supported fish, I will give you the option of your legs long, or maybe butterfly, or maybe constructive rest legs, but whatever you need to do there. Nice. Good. So as we start to come into our first posture, starting to let go of your day. And starting to release the body weight into your props. And you can keep the eyes open, or you can take a soft gaze. Let's start to feel the throat is soft, relaxed. There's no tension in the neck. The collarbones are opening. Chest is releasing. And the upper back and the middle back are nicely supported. And there's just a very nice passive back bend here in that supported fish for you. Start to feel the shoulders melting down the sides of your props. And take your focus to the center of your chest. Draw the internal gaze down to the heart space, where the physical organ meets the subtle energy of the Anahata chakra. But as we know, we worked last week in the pericardium meridian. So that's also going to be, hopefully, we're still reminding ourselves of those meridian lines which come across the chest into the armpits, down the arms, and into the palms and the fingers. But start to connect your head to your heart and your heart to your head in mindful meditation, as you just find the stillness in this posture. And sometimes when we first come to the mat, our mind is still wandering from the activities of the day. So you don't have to beat yourself up as you're still thinking about work or anything that you've done today. It takes time to just settle into the space, familiar or unfamiliar space. And as you draw more and more closer into this head and heart connection, you can feel the breath deepening in the sides of the body, the rib cage expanding, front, back, sides, the chest rises as the lungs fill. You can feel the back body pressing into your bolster or your blocks. And when we talk about subtle energy, we're not talking about our energetic level. We're not talking about the energy that, we use on a daily basis. We're talking about the subtle energies of the body, like the vayus, the chakras, our prana, our life force energy that travels around the body through these meridian lines, connecting nervous system, connecting organs, connecting us to our extremities, even to our fingertips and our toes, and to the crown of our head. So breathe deep into all parts of the body now, taking the focus away from the chest, away from the heart space, into every single part of you, every single cell. And notice and observe. Do you feel that energy, prana, is moving freely around the body? And where there might be any blockages or stagnant areas. Our physical practice today works on our upper body, sides of the body, into the chest, into the shoulders, into the upper back. So always making modifications for yourself as you need to, and using props where you need to. If you had butterfly, scoop the hands down to take hold of the thighs, lifting them up together. If you had your feet long, bring those back into constructive rest knees. So that means dropping the feet wide and letting the knees drop in towards one another. Take a moment here to bring the palms and the forearms flat by the side of the body. And you can start to draw those elbows back underneath the shoulders so that you can gently press up, but don't come too far away from the bolster. So the head and the neck rise, and you just keep that nice opening across the chest here, pushing down. So you're still connected to your props, but looking towards your knees. And again, just roll those shoulders away from one another, pulling the shoulder blades together. Nice. And then nice and slowly you can start to roll over, and we're going to come straight up to seated. We're not going to go all the way back down onto our backs. So gently come up to seated, and again, if you need to, sitting on blocks, sitting on bolsters. We're going to come into a meditation and breath work, pranayama. Bringing the left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly, soften into a sukhasana, easy seated pose. Let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Let the elbows soften down towards the legs. Again, if you wish to, closing the eyes or taking a soft gaze. Just start to find the belly rising and falling underneath the palm, as does the chest, as you breathe in. And both exhale and they deflate. Breathing in. Diaphragm pushes down when the lungs fill, the belly inflates. Exhale, soften, let go, everything. Let's just do a few more of those single breaths, and then we'll move to 3-part yogic breath. So you feel the expansion on your inhale, the letting go, the releasing, the softening on the exhale. Good. And then just breathe with the belly if you can. So focus everything down to just the belly, pushing out. as you inhale and then deflates as you exhale. One more, just the belly. And then move to the diaphragm. So you feel the diaphragm pushing down on your inhale and rising underneath the rib cage on the exhale. So we're compartmentalizing each section of our breath through the torso. Imagine and visualize that diaphragmatic muscle. And then just one more breath on the diaphragm only. And then this time we just move to the chest. So breathing in, filling lungs. And the shoulders don't tend to creep up or change their position when we breathe in the chest. It's just that we are expanding front, back, and sides. We're not really taking the focus into the belly or the diaphragm. And sometimes it just takes a bit of focus on one particular area. Good, and one last breath into the chest. Now we're going to take 5 3-part yogic breaths, which means the belly, the diaphragm, and the chest on your inhale, your chest exhaling, diaphragm, belly on your exhale. So breathing in, belly, diaphragm, chest, exhale, chest, diaphragm, belly. Breathe in, up the spine, belly, diaphragm, chest. Exhale, chest, diaphragm, belly. Do 3 more, your own pace of breath. Feel it moving continuously, flowing, not jerky. Last one. And fully exhale, release the hands from the body, take the hands to the thighs and just breathe normally. So we really focus there on separating the 3 parts of the breath into the 3 parts of the torso. And it might be just difficult to compartmentalize those breaths and then to put them together, breathing in and then breathing out. Let's come into thymus tapping. So just lightly tapping with your fingers. I'll try not to hit my mic on this one, but just tapping just underneath the thymus, around the collarbones, tapping down into the sternum, light and gentle taps. Again, bringing your awareness into the upper chest area, a little bit into the base of the throat and the top of the shoulders. And you can come down past the armpits here and just across the chest. And then maybe you just tap a little bit down into the breastbone. Just move those fingertips around the area. Good. And then take the fingertips behind you, tap into the back and the base of the skull, back of the neck. And if you can, just reaching as far back to the shoulders as is possible. Again, just tapping lightly. Again, it's just awakening the area that we're going to be working on. And then bringing those hands down, just release through the wrists, one way and the other. Give them a little shake out. So for this one, I will give you an option of using your bolster or your block. It's our subscapular release, and we don't do it very often. So we're going to aim to get the block kind of underneath this subscapular area. So again, I'll give you that option of the bolster because it's a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to try with the block, but you want to kind of find it that it's not going to dig into your rib cage. So it comes right underneath the armpit. You'll start to feel that muscle there. Oh, there we go. All right. So you're not digging into the higher rib cage. All right. And then if you need to, you can use your other block to rest the head. And then the legs can be bent here. So again, just depending on which side you've gone to, it doesn't matter left or right, but we're going to try and drop down that subscapular release into your bolster or your block. Yeah, we don't do it very often. Probably already starting to feel that. Exhaling, letting go just a little bit deeper, trying to avoid yourself being held up. Give into the gravitational release. And notice if this is an unfamiliar posture to you, maybe you might be tensing up elsewhere in the body. We subconsciously or unconsciously tend to grip our glutes. So relaxing into the cheeks. For the last minute, if you wish to, you can take that supporting block away from the head and let the head and the neck relax, but only if that feels good to do so. That is going to intensify the release through the subscapular muscles. Because you then have the extra weight of the head. Just a few more breaths here. Breathe deep, inhaling. Breathe deep, exhaling. Not forgetting the pranayama that we did at the beginning, the 3-part yogic breath. Coming out of this posture very slowly, bringing the hand down in front of you to support you, and then gently lifting up. Coming off of your block or your bolster, changing sides, and you can simply roll over onto your other side, but I'm gonna go the other side so that I can face you. So again, nestling it in, it comes just kind of underneath the armpit. Oh, this side's going to be tricky. Oh. So again, supporting the head with a block if you need to. Giving in to the other side. So these are 3-minute holds on these. Exhaling, giving in to gravity into the prop. One hand is just out in front of you with the palm face up. The other hand might be resting on the side of the body. So you're not having to hold anything up. Notice if one side felt different to the other and in what way. What sensations are coming up for you in this? Have you taken tension anywhere else in the body? And for the last minute, again, if you choose to, you can take away that block that is supporting the weight of the head and then let that head go into that release as well. That is 5 kilos of extra weight that you're giving into that subscapular release. And gently release the hand forward so that you can press into the mat to come off slowly off of the block. Take the block away and just come up to butterfly. Soles of the feet come together. And bring the hands to the sides of the rib cage where you had those blocks and just hold on to the rib cage. Try not to bring the shoulders up too much. So see if you can get the hands around the rib cage there and just really feel where you had those blocks. And I can still feel kind of where they were. And maybe you had the bolster, so it's a little bit more comfortable. And let's go into a forward fold from here. So releasing the hands forward and gently dropping the body down. And again, you can support the head if you need to with blocks or with bolsters. Or you can simply let the head release. And this is really, again, you're being aware of the neck, throat, shoulders, upper back, and those sides of the area where we just focused on. Slow and steady breaths. here we're breathing front, back, and sides. Belly, diaphragm, chest. Notice the breath. Nice and slowly draw the navel in towards the spine as you take your time to roll up. Sit nice and tall. Again, you might be still aware of those sides of the body. And just extend the right leg out to the side. Bring the left one into the inner thigh or to the calf, so you can bring it down a little bit further. You can support that knee with a block, or you can have your block or bolster over to the side. We're moving into a lateral half butterfly. So reaching that forearm out onto the block or the bolster. We're rounding out through the side body. And again, you can leave this hand down onto the thigh, or maybe bringing it up and placing the forearm on top of the head. So this does add a little bit of extra weight into that release over that extended leg. You don't have to use the arm, but if you are taking the arm up and over, it is connected to the head. So breathe deep into the sides of the body. Try not to cave in through the chest, keeping the chest nice and open, emanating through the heart space. Allowing gravity to let the body sink deeper towards the extended leg. We're not trying to force anything here. We don't have to have the hand over the top of the head if it feels uncomfortable. Release the hand first of all, bring that back to the thigh, and then use the hand that was up to the extended leg to lift the head back up into the center. So you're not having to bring the head and the neck all the way up. Ooh, that was quite deep, wasn't it? I felt that. Change sides. So again, using that block or bolster on the inside of that leg, we start to rotate the shoulder in line with the extended leg, reaching the arm out. And then again, you can stay there. You can take the gaze down towards the arm. This is a nice place to be. You don't then put any pressure into the neck or the throat. Or you might like to take that arm up and over the head, and that arm simply rests onto the ear. So we're rolling open the rib cage up towards the sky, keeping the chest nice and open to the front. Noticing how it feels on the second side. Let the breath and the body weight guide you into the posture. Take a breath in to release the hand if it was over the head, first of all. Bring that back to the bent thigh. Use the hand that was by the supported leg to lift the head. That saves your neck doing all the work. Good. Bring yourselves back into center. Take the block away. And then just bring those knees in and give them a squeeze. Dropping the body down over the thighs. Let's just go for a neutral, symmetrical posture here. Coming into melting heart pose. So it depends on your range of motion in the shoulders here. I'm going to use 2 blocks underneath my arms for this one, for the melting heart. You do not have to use them, of course, but the hands come out in front of you, hips stay nice and high, and the head comes down to the mat, or maybe a blanket, because you probably don't have another block if you're using this one. But remember, you don't have to use the blocks here. This is a deeper variation of melting heart pose or puppy pose. Softening the weight of the chest down towards the mat. Be guided by the weight of the body and your breath. Notice any tingling, any sensations. Notice if you've taken tension anywhere else in the body. And to come out of this one, if you are on the blocks, it's a little bit tricky. You're going to need to put the fingers down first of all, and then slowly come out. And we're going to lie all the way down into prone to release from that one. Bring the head to the back of the hands. Bring big toes to touch and just release and sway out. Coming into broken wing, extending the left arm along the mat, out to the side of you in line with the shoulder. And we're going to roll out onto our left hip. So if this posture is incredibly tight and incredibly deep for you, bring the arm closer towards the body. So your left arm is out to the side of you. You've rolled onto your left hip. And if you like, you can introduce that hip opener as well by opening up the right knee and placing the foot behind you. So just dropping into that left chest, left armpit. Palm is face down, fingertips reaching away. Long, slow, steady breaths. Nice and slowly, if you took the leg and the hip back, bring those back down. And just return steadily back onto your belly and bring the right hand underneath the head and your left hand down by your left hip. So palm is face up. That allows you to rest out into that left chest, left armpit, left shoulder. Bring the left hand back by the face. Right hand goes out to the sides. Again, you do not have to have it in line with the shoulder. It can come closer towards the body. And we're going to roll over onto our right hip this time. And you can keep both of those knees together. Or if you like, opening out left knee, left hip. Notice how the posture might have changed in sensations, feelings on the opposite side. You might be looser or tighter on one side than the other. Might need to bring the arm a little closer towards the body rather than have it in line with the shoulder. And you might feel that having the leg there and having to hold that up is just adding more tension to the posture. So again, you can always bring that knee back to meet the other. And then bringing the leg back, rolling back onto the belly, bringing the left hand underneath the forehead, and your right hand then comes back by the hip, palm face up, and allow that rest and recovery position in the right chest, right armpit, right shoulder. And then wherever you are, sometimes you might be lying sideways onto the screen, or your mat is end to end. Roll over onto your back. Don't worry, you don't have to flip your end of your mat at all. So what I'm saying is just roll over onto your back. Don't need to see the screen, just listen if you can. So draw the knees in there, roll and massage out through the spine, get into the chest, well, not the chest, the upper back and the shoulders there as well. So give them a little massage underneath you. And we're going to take a nice little twist here, but it's not a long twist. So arms come out to the side of you, palms are face up, and we're just going to keep the feet nice and wide and drop the knees over to the right. Let's stay and hold. Soften into this one. Breathe in, come back into center, and then exhale, just drop those knees over to the opposite side. So feet are wide here. Trying to open across the collarbones, the chest, the heart space, up to your ceiling. And then breathe in, bring those knees back into the center and just cross the arms over the body. So taking the right hand closest to you and the left hand away from you, let those arms just cross over. Open them out. And bring the left one closest to the chin, right one furthest away. Breathe in, open them out, and let's roll back over onto our belly. And then you can push yourself back nice and gently through your tabletop. When you come into your tabletop, find a cat and cow. We've done back bends, we've done twists, we've done side stretches, and we've done a forward fold. Now let's see how our spine might be a little bit more mobile, particularly into the shoulders, the upper back. Notice if the chest and the armpits And the collarbones feel a little bit more open as well. And then come back to kneeling. If kneeling is good for you, you can kneel like this, or you can kneel over a bolster. So have the bolster in between your legs. I'll actually do that just to show you. So you can kneel normally or kneel on your bolster or a cushion or whatever's good. Right, so we just did this down on the mat, opening out the chest, opening out the arms. Let's squeeze those arms are wrapping around us. Give ourselves a big hug. And maybe your fingertips might feel your shoulder blades. They might not, of course, but see if you wrap around to grab hold of those shoulder blades, and then start to lift the elbows up just a little. You're going to start to feel that somewhere across the top of the shoulders. And then release. Sorry if I crushed my mic there. And then do the other side. So your opposite hand comes on top. See if you can get a little bit more wrapped around. And see if you can take hold of those shoulder blades. Start to lift the elbows up. Dropping shoulders away from ears. They haven't crept up at all. Good. And let's release, open them out. Oh, and give those shoulders a nice little release. How are they feeling? Woo! So you know where we're coming to now, because we've just warmed that up, is our eagle pose for 2 minutes on each side. So we did this last week. So cross over, left arm on top. And then you can start to fold those arms in, and maybe you get the double wrap. If that's not for you today, then you can just simply bring the elbows together and the palms together. So keeping that eagle arms, lifting up the elbows, shoulders down, drawing navel, drawing rib cage in. Nice. Reaching up with the fingertips. The gaze is at the back of the wrist. Facial expression is soft. I'm not even adding in any legs here. We are just focusing on this eagle arms. Just for 2 minutes. Noticing and observing where you feel this. Almost there, a few more breaths. And release it down. Woo! Give those a little circle. Maybe just a few little shrugs. Let's wait before we go on the other side. Just feel what's going on here. What's going on in, particularly where you feel it. I feel it across here. You might feel it, yeah, in the chest or in the back, in the upper back. So opposite arm comes across, reach those fingers away, and then fold the elbows in, and maybe you get your double wrap. And if you don't, that's okay. Squeeze the elbows and the palms together as much as is comfortable. And we're drawing navel in, softening through the rib cage. Shoulders haven't crept up. They're pulling down, and the elbows are lifting, and the fingertips are rising to the sky. Maybe you feel this along the triceps. Maybe you feel this in deltoids, the rotator cuffs, the shoulder blades. Just a few more breaths, doing great. And let us gently release the hands, release the elbows. Let the eagle land. And then gently, softly move the shoulders. Do what feels good. Maybe it's a few shrugs, a little shake out. Okay, well done. We're going to come down onto our backs and find our supported bridge. So again, you have the option block or bolster. I'm going to go block. And with a supported bridge, I'll give you the option. If you are going with the block, you can go on the lowest level or the medium level. I would probably say that level is quite high for a supported bridge. So making it nice and comfortable with a bolster if you prefer, or placing that block on its lowest level or its medium level. The feet, soles of the feet down onto the mat. And here you have the option, arms by the side of your body, palms face up, or maybe cactus. So cactus might be nice here, spreading out the shoulder blades and just softening down through the hips. Releasing any tension in the lower part of the body. And again, most of this practice was upper body work. So we haven't done a lot with the feet and the legs. So not forgetting them. But we were just focusing on chest, shoulders, upper back, and the arms. And as you lie here, just focus on this slight inversion. The head is slightly below the heart here. So if you do need to come down to a lower level, or just even a constructive rest, go ahead. If the arms aren't doing it for you in cactus, you can bring those down by the side of the hips. Relaxing tension in the face, the throat, the collarbones, the chest. Spreading the shoulder blades apart from one another. And for the last minute, you can stay where you are. You can bring the hands down by the side of the hips if you need to. We're going to go up into a supported shoulder stand. So keeping the face, the gaze up towards the sky, maybe just lifting one leg first of all, making sure it's nice and stable with the block underneath you. And then maybe lifting the second leg. Dropping again down through the sacrum, down through the hips. Legs straight up towards the sky. Or you can stay in your supported bridge. Internal gaze up and beyond the toes. Letting all of that blood flow down from the feet, down into the legs, into the hips. And then continue down through the abdomen, the digestive organs, into the heart space, into the chest. And then lowering the feet, finding supported bridge once more. If the hands were still in cactus, now bring them back down by the side of the body. Spread the shoulder blades out. Press through the feet, press through the hands, lift up, slide out your prop, and take your time to roll down through the spine. So keeping the pubic bone lifted for as long as possible here. Buttocks and the sacrum don't come down until each and every vertebra has met the mat. We're still lowering, still lowering, still lowering. From here, extend the legs and take the arms out to the side of you, just palms face up. Soften out. Now feel what that's like without the prop underneath. Give the hips a little shimmy, a little shake. That in turn wiggles the thighs. You get a butt massage, you get a calf massage, and the heels just wobble left and right. And then move that up into the upper body to give the shoulders a massage underneath you. Shake the whole body. I'm getting friction underneath my butt cheeks. And then scoop in, knees to chest, lengthen tailbone down, filling the whole of your mat with your spine and your shoulder blades. And just lift the head up towards the knees, curl into a tight, tight ball. If you need to give your space for breath, you can widen the knees a little bit further apart, but we're pulling those knees and thighs down to our chest and our belly. Lifting head just a little bit more, shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And nice and slowly extend the legs, point the toes, lift the arms up above the head. Big, big body stretch. Lift the shoulders up towards the ears here. Arms back behind the head. Oh, big, big stretch. And then relax and release. Draw the arms, wrap around once more. If you need to, just circle out through the spine, circle out through the hips. We're going to make our way into final relaxation in Shavasana. But before we do what needs to be done for yourself, whether that's just getting warm, whether that's making yourself comfortable with props, maybe using a block underneath the head, maybe a bolster underneath the knees, and making yourself warm, eye pillows, turning lights off, whatever it takes. You could even lie on your side. In Shavasana, you don't have to lie on the back, but if you are lying on your back, making sure that those shoulder blades aren't pinching in towards one another and they are nice and spaced out underneath you. The shoulders and the collarbones are relaxed away from the ears. The throat is soft. The jaw is relaxed. There's no tension being held in the face, the temples, the teeth, or the forehead. And just take a few moments, just lick the lips and take a few swallows. So moisten the mouth, moisten the throat. And then breathe deeply in through the nose and just exhale through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. And this time a nice audible sigh Ah. And then breathing normally, making any final adjustments now as we come into our final relaxation. I will let you know when it is time to come back around, but for now, enjoy the silence. Begin to take a few deeper breaths as you bring your awareness back into your surroundings. Back onto the mat and back into the body, taking slow and gentle movements to awaken the mind and body. Doing what you need to deepen the movement, stretching, drawing knees in, rolling, massaging out. Taking time to roll over to one side when you're ready and return up to a comfortable seat. Bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra at heart center, pressing all fingertips together, heels of the hands at the heart space, the center of the chest where we started our practice, focusing on our heart space, our physical organ connecting with the subtle energy of the Anahata chakra, but also working again with our pericardium and triple burner meridians to clear blockages, stagnant energy, and to balance the prana, the life force energy, to move around the body freely. Taking those deep breaths in and out through the nostrils, noticing where the breath travels to, more freely into the toes, the fingertips, and the crown of the head. And always honoring yourself in practice, thanking your body and your breath for everything it does for you. And I thank you. Namaste.